fun little tidbit for you. Periodically, little tiny bits of that bone will come out of your jaw, and you'll be eating something. You go, you'll be eating dead people.
You said that.
You gotta keep that clip.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to February's episode of Plus Club, the show where we play the games offered to us on PlayStation Plus throughout the month, and at the end of the month, we talk about it. We also played them. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Quick reminders, we are entering a new month, which I believe is March.
Yep.
In which we will be playing Sonic Forces and Shadow of the Colossus. Make sure to download those, play those, and come back at the end of the month. We'll talk about those as well. Also, our game of the month randomly picked is still Monster Hunter World. We had to delay the episode. That will be happening tomorrow. We'll be talking about Monster Hunter World then, so make sure to play it, come back. We'll be talking about then, and I will be picking our game of the month. Can you guys guess what it is? Probably not. I haven't been talking about a single game for like a month now. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you prefer to listen to us, I'll just call you guys perverts. And if you love what we do here, you can support us on Patreon, link down below. And what else? If you comment something, type in hashtag AskTLG if you'd like it to be featured on Tastecast. Although there won't be a Tastecast this weekend, so maybe I'll just do an episode or something. We'll figure it out. So yeah, just hang tight and type that in.
2 weeks worth to go through.
Yeah, if you do type in hashtag AskTLG and it's not some crazy comment that I'm like, that's not fucking showing up anywhere. Yeah, nutcase. It'll make its way into a show, guaranteed. So Plus Club, we played The Sims 4 and Bioshock Collection, which is all three Bioshocks. That's fucking wild. Let's talk about Sims 4. I'll jump in first. So in case you didn't get a chance to play it, Sims 4 is a life simulator, sandbox where you can randomly generate or make your own characters, give them personality traits, send them into the world, and hopefully make a life for them that is more enjoyable than yours, possibly. I don't know. It seems like you can be like, I want to be the cool guy, or I want to make a fucking crazy person. That's what I always do.
I want the Agumon.
I want Agumon. We all played this. So I'll just jump in with my impressions of this. I have played the shit out of the first Sims, like most people. Played the shit out of the Sims 2. I almost said the second Sims. Not wrong. Never touched the Sims 3, ever. Didn't touch it. I watched somebody play it, and I was like, no, I already played this. And then I completely forgot the Sims 4 existed, and it came out, and I played it. And my quick impressions of it is it's The Sims with more shit. There's some more gaminess to this one, which is kind of interesting. It almost seemed like you were like leveling up more things than before. But the big thing I ran into when I was playing this is, goddamn, I wish I was playing it on PC. I mean, I could sit here and talk for a while about my impressions of it, and they're fine. It's The Sims, but like I said, it feels like The Sims with more stuff, with new stuff, and that's good. That's fine. And I was looking at the expansions too. Like it just shows you all of them. I was like, oh fuck, I don't got that kind of time in my life for any of that.
Who does?
Dude, people love The Sims. I know people who only play The Sims. But yeah, the whole time I was playing it, I was kind of enjoying it. But at the same time, I was like, I would enjoy this so much more with a mouse and keyboard because this game was made for that. I think the controls work. They're serviceable on PS4. But they're kind of clunky. The thing I do like, though, is it is the full Sims game on console. And I'm sure anybody who's been playing Sims on console for a while is like, yeah, of course it is. Back in the day, the last time I played a Sims game on console was on GameCube. And they had their own version of The Sims. Because a game like The Sims was not going to run on console. They hadn't figured that out yet. So for me, it's interesting to kind of come into The Sims, play it, and go, oh, it's like the straight up full game. But at the same time, it's the straight up full game, and you don't have a mouse, so you can like click the touchpad to use a mouse, which feels like shit. And then when you're playing this game in a three-dimensional, point of view, and you're trying to, I mean, you can pause the game, which is nice, but like just clicking on everything, it'd be so much better just to be able to pinpoint accurately, like click shit with a mouse. So that aside, which is a pretty big factor for me, it did kind of dampen my enjoyment of this game. I made a random character. He's ugly as fuck. He was goofy looking. He had a crazy name. He's probably in this video. And my first objective was to make him look ridiculous. Check, I did that. Second objective is to buy the cheapest fucking house I can get my hands on. Check, did that. Next, buy a video game console. I did that. After that, flirt with every fucking person I run into. Sometimes it worked. A lot of times it didn't. They're like, they get pissed and go, "Nop, nop, da, nop, nop, da, nop, nop," and then like walk off and shit. Then I walked my ass down the street, my goofy ass, down the street, found a big, nice mansion, knocked on the door to see what would happen. No one answered. So my guy just opened the door, walked in, went to the third floor. It was a big house. He sat down, started playing their handheld for 4 hours. I didn't fast forward. I just want to see what he would do. I just went, he's just like sitting there playing, and in the background, they're having like a house party. There's all these people doing shit. And he was just sitting there, and I was like, nobody knows who that guy is. And I'm referring to my guy as that guy. I don't want anything to do with him. Then he finally gets up. I'm okay, he's going to go home because it's like 4 a.m. He fucking slowly just kind of walks over to the chessboard, and he sits down. He's just sitting there looking at it. And this guy, who I assume owns the house because it's late at night, he like walks over with a smile on his face, sits down, and they sit there and start playing chess until the sun came up.
Those are some real chill people.
Yeah. You walk in my house? Holy shit, we're going to have an issue. Be like, bro, I don't know. You need to get the fuck out. We're not playing chess. I don't know who you think I am. Maybe when you have a lot of money and you have 4 stories to your house, you're just like, whatever, he can stay.
Like, I don't know who half the people in here are anyways.
Yeah, I just threw a party. I don't know who any of those people were. So yeah, I played it. I thought it was cool, but it was kind of like revisiting an old friend, I guess. I felt very familiar playing this game.
Yeah.
I actually picked it up really quick, and I haven't played Sims in a long time, so that's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, I do feel like my overall enjoyment of this game was hindered by very familiar mechanics to a game that I don't think you would want to change up too much anyway. But also, it's a PC game to me. This game definitely, it's like playing an RTS, except for Halo Wars is good, but it was made for console. But like a lot of RTSs, they just don't feel right and a lot of fucking ARPGs, they're doing a good job recently with ARPGs on console, but like a lot of them, it's like mouse and keyboard. I've been playing a lot of Wolcen. That shit feels so good on mouse. That game feels so good. Yeah. So overall, it was Sims. It was fun. I always like the weird shit that happens in those games, but I feel like I could have played it longer if I could have enjoyed the way it played. So, Chris.
I kind of had a similar experience as you. I've played The Sims, all of them, up until this one. I don't think I've played this one until now, and I just found myself longing for mouse and keyboard. Like, it controls okay, but it feels like it's like they designed the game to be mouse and keyboard, and they're like, oh, we can make more money if we put this on console. So they just kind of threw it on there.
Which it should be on there.
That being said,
imagine if you don't have a PC and you want to play Sims and you can play the full game on PS4. It's awesome.
right, it's great for people who have that experience. But if you grew up playing The Sims with mouse and keyboard, this is going to feel really awkward to you. I do like how, it's a newer iteration of the game, and not to get too crazy political, but I really like how they added the fact that you can control your gender of your character when you make them.
How crazy and political of you to say that.
I know, right?
can't believe
But you
that.
can literally make your character male or female and then have them act as one other gender. You can even control whether or not that character can be pregnant, get someone else pregnant, be
I found
not
that
get
very
anybody
interesting,
pregnant at
too.
all, or stand or sit while you use the bathroom.
Which is cool because even regardless of like, I don't know, social or political
Viewpoints.
views or whatever, maybe you like low key secretly are just like a dude and you're like, you know what? I prefer to sit when I piss. And like, you can pick that option. I mean, like, options are good. I like the idea of having that.
Was it really at the end of the
Availability.
day? And you said it.
And it does accommodate people who, feel more comfortable in certain ways.
Yeah, it's not like it's there and they're like, look at it. Look at it. It's just an option. It's available, and that's great.
Well, nothing feels like a political statement,
Yeah.
but even that is like,
It's just
who cares?
Sure.
So,
I'm just
that's
saying,
cool.
it is options, and I'll
Yeah.
never complain about more options in a game ever. So I think that's great, just in general, that the game itself is just expanded upon in all regards. So
Well, the game's already a social sandbox anyway, so just being able to curtail your character even further to.
I mean, even you just said you were flirting with everybody. So,
Oh, I flirt with everybody. I
was
see
a
someone
thing
across the street and I
forever.
come running at them and be like, hey, no, 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 no. And they're like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, hey, you know, now, you know, we not. I found a chick fishing in my backyard. I was like, I'm going to go hit on her, which is something, there's layers to unpack in that story. Because why is she in my backyard fishing in the first place? I went up, started hitting on her, and then I started fishing with her, and she was like, fuck this. And she like walked off, and I just followed her. I'm like, hey. I was like, this is a scenario that should never happen in real life.
That's the Sims for you. Crazy scenarios can happen, but all that aside, the controls really ate it for me, experience wise.
Yeah, I agree. Chevy.
I just to get this out of the way, share the same opinion about the mouse and keyboard. The controller works.
He
but
hates them.
The mouse and keyboard would have
mouse and
been
keyboard.
100% ideal.
Chevy's a console player.
Hello. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I did play a lot of this.
You did. You were
yeah.
like, I'm gonna dabble a little bit tonight, and then you're up till like 8 a.m. just like playing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I forgot how
shit.
much I actually enjoy playing Sims.
They're easy to they're as casual or involved as you want it to be.
For sure. And it's weird though, because I never like have the urge to play The Sims. So once I'm playing,
It's like me in Division
I'm
2.
there.
Yeah.
So, I made 2 characters over the course of a couple nights, and the first character I was very active in playing. Very similar. Bought the cheap house. The first person my character talked to, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna flirt with this person until they decide to get married.
Must be a us thing.
They moved into my tiny little fucking house, and she had a
Damn, you
job.
work fast.
Yeah. She had a job, and my guy went fishing in the backyard for his income.
Man, fuck fishing in your backyard. I mean, if you can, that's kind of cool, honestly.
That's how I made. Yeah, he'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd eat breakfast, shower, and all that stuff. I'd go out, fish until essentially he had a need again. Go back in the house, sell all the fish, and then just let him do whatever he wanted at that point.
It's kind of fucking.
You just described my brother's dream life.
I would say it sounds kind of dope.
I would say
He could look like
I kind of give him like a very like relaxed like clothing style and everything. Like he's wearing sandals and shorts and stuff. He's just ready to chill. So
Like Big Lebowski.
without the robe.
That's too bad. Yeah, one thing I thought was kind of neat is I made my guy artsy fartsy as fuck, but so I bought a camera because I buy cameras in real life, so why not do it in game? And it's cool because you can put it in your inventory, and I'm like, okay, so you carry it. What do you do with this? And then you can click on it, which with a mouse it would have been fantastic to do that, a lot faster. And it's like, take a picture. I'm like, okay. So you can actually like take the camera out and like zoom in, zoom out, and like get like your composition down and shit. Take the picture, and then you can click it and sell it. I was like, you can make money taking pictures in this
You
fucking
can do that
game?
with fishing too, yeah.
That's cool. So
Painting
yeah.
too.
There's a lot of avenues for your character to actually like have a profession in that game. So
Well, there was in the other ones too, but not to the same extent as like I was able to take the picture like
yeah,
that.
essentially they're like freelance jobs essentially in
Yeah.
that game, yeah.
So it's pretty neat.
You used to be able to edit the files on the PC version if you were painting, and you could upload your own images into the painting, so your character would randomly paint real pictures.
Probably still can.
I
imagine.
did that in the first Sims. They'd have all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah. Second character, I moved into the third city. There's no available houses though, so you have to build them. So I built a small lot, and then I got to try actual like house building with a controller.
Fucking Little House on the Prairie.
Well, it's like a city type place, but
Exact opposite.
building a
live
house
in a metropolis.
with a controller was challenging. And then I was not familiar with the scale of the game, so I bought way too much land and did not have enough money to build a house. So I had a very small house on a very big chunk of land. In fact, he pretty much lived in a studio. And I told him, as I was in voice chat with Chris at the time, I was like, if you make enough money, I'll put a wall around your toilet.
Damn.
Just a shack in the middle of nowhere.
If they're living alone, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
They do. By themselves
do.
in a room without walls.
Next to their kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody's always like, your toothbrush is covered in particles.
So is the
That
whole
guy's
house.
fucking house is contaminated.
Yeah, it was temporary. But yeah, overall, I
That's
actually
just life.
I had a sad. I had a good time. I just like we've already mentioned, the whole process would have been a lot more enjoyable with controls that made sense for it. You can tell that they made it work with controller, but specifically when you were in the beginning menu of the game and just the menus in general, it felt really bad in that regard. So
Yeah, but without the standard of playing with the mouse and keyboard, or maybe you had done that in the past and this is your only option now, or you just prefer console and you're like, I'm not playing on fucking mouse and keyboard, I'm not playing on PC, that shit's stupid, and you play it on console, you would get used to it.
oh, I did
Easily.
I played a lot, and I got used to it quick.
I just
but
flat out refused. Like, I'm not getting used to this.
yeah, I did, and it was it was fine. It works just fine. So
It does work just fine. I saw.
It's
All right.
work. It's a thing.
Yeah. So jump into recommendations. You guys got anything else to say?
recommendations probably fine with me.
I think everybody can play this game.
Chris is going.
Jump right in. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yep, everybody can play it, but I don't think it'll last long for everybody. I think everybody should give it a shot because you could find something that you would really enjoy about this.
I think most people could definitely just get into this and play it. Whatever you want to do, whether you're actually trying to like play the game as a game or just see what happens. You can literally watch it like reality TV. You just make a bunch of characters, give them personality stuff, turn it on, and they'll do their own thing. Sometimes you got to kind of guide them, like, hey, you should have this job. And they're like, and
Yeah,
they
it's
go
fine.
and
They'll
do
just
it.
shit themselves in the middle of the house.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Or maybe you're kind of morbid, like I was when I first played The Sims. I'm like, I'm gonna lock you in a room, get rid of the door, and make you cook on the shittiest stove over and over until the room light's on fire. Then you're gonna die, and then you're gonna haunt this house with the new people in it.
Christ.
Yeah. Well, there's like the thing that people would like have them swim, and then they take the ladder out, and then they just swim to death or whatever. But yeah, I would always make a 2x1 building, have a stove, but it's the shittiest one that caught on fire all the time. And then I'd put them in there and have them just infinitely. It's kind of fucked up. They would just sit there, just keep cooking and eating, and they'd be in there just screaming at me, going, no, 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 and they're just like pissing themselves because there's no bathroom in there. And then eventually the room would light on fire. Saying this now as a 33-year-old man, I'm just like, fuck. I was young. I'd still do it, but they would like, and it's the fucking creepiest part about it is I would have a house full of other people on the same property, and they're all living, and no one checked on the fucking dude. And he's just out back in this shack without a door, eating forever. It's like 7 shit. And then it'd light on fire, they'd die, and then their ghosts would show up in the middle of the night, just haunting the place. I'm like, this game's fucking weird. Anyway, if you like ghost shit, play this. I think there's probably ghosts. I agree with you. I think everyone could play. Like I was saying, if you're playing it for reasons of like, I want to see what the fuck happens if I do this weird shit, you can definitely do it. But to be more specific, if you like The Sims, you probably already played this. But I would definitely recommend it to you if you've played it. Maybe you're like me, you played the first 2, and you're like, I haven't played it in a long time. It's worth checking out. It's definitely like the newest of the Sims. I feel like we should be getting a Sims 5 here soon though, because that 4's been out for a while, which is crazy to say. It's been a couple of years, but if you like sandbox type games where you just kind of have like freedom to do whatever the fuck you want in a game, if that's something that you're really into, even like like prison simulator type shit where you get to make the place and kind of run it and stuff like that, or like theme park simulator type games, you probably would like The Sims just because it's literally that, only with life. But yeah, I agree with Chris. I think most people could play this, and I think most people should at least try it and check it out.
I don't have anything to add. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, really, the game is definitely like designed for everybody.
100%.
And it is-
This is the most EA an EA game could be.
Yeah.
It's like, buy it.
Yeah, I would
Me?
say
Yes, you, everybody.
Even all the like adult centric stuff is like completely tame. So
Yeah.
It used to get sexy. I
I
don't
was-
know if it does anymore.
It does.
It's called
Yeah.
woohoo. All
yeah,
right,
you
get it
you
right.
woohoo, and they still get under the covers, and it's like fucking two animals just roaming around in there,
The
Oh,
feet will
it's
pop
still
out
like
her
that?
Yeah.
hand here.
and you just hear giggling and stuff. Yeah, same thing.
Oof. Ugh.
So I think it's funny you choose if they get pregnant. There's not a chance thing. You're like, do you want a baby? Are you trying for a baby? You say yes or no.
There's no accidental babies.
I don't think so.
What a fantasy world. They really got everything covered in that world. Yeah. Any other? Everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an E for everybody game. Like the pretty much that exists because of games like this.
All right, Mr. E for everybody. What are you grading it?
Give it a B minus. It's a fun game. You can play it for a long time. It works
I'm giving it an E.
perfectly fine on console, and it is completely accessible with all its expansions and stuff. So I mean, I can't knock it for anything other than I would personally prefer to play it on a keyboard and mouse.
I would say the only thing that's bad about it ran fine.
Yeah.
Load times are a little slow, but a game like that, once you get in it, it's running.
Yeah.
You're not loading
Right.
as much anymore. But yeah, my only complaint would be the controls.
Yeah.
So
And that's obviously comes down to personal preference. We all obviously came from a PC background with this game, so yeah, B minus. I mean, it's a fun game. I just don't necessarily always want to play it, and if I play it again at this point, it will be on PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I'm going lower than you, and the only reason I'm going lower is for the console. If I play this, in fact, playing this, I was like, maybe I should buy this on PC. Maybe I should go buy
thought
it
about
and play it, because if I was going to play it and get into it, I'd want to do it on PC. But playing it, like I said, my only complaint is the controls. But I didn't like the controls so much that it was hard for me to want to play it. So I'm going to go a C across the board. It's serviceable. It works. You're getting the full Sims experience. But for somebody who has prior experience with Sims on PC, this was really hard for me to enjoy, just because the UI and everything was definitely meant for mouse and keyboard, in my opinion, and it felt like that when I was playing, and so I felt hindered playing this game the way I did. So my C is not to punish the game or knock it. It's just that it was really hard for me to enjoy the game. As much as I wanted to when I was playing it. I was like, you know what? I think I could really get into this. I don't have that kind of time in my life anymore. When I was a kid, I was like, I'm not doing shit. I'm just going to play Sims and other shit. But now I'm like, man, I got like 4 hours, 3 hours, and there's other games I prefer to play, and this one is difficult for me to play. So yeah, C, like I said, not a punishment. Just it's fine. It works, and I think I think I'd be grading it higher on PC probably. So, Chris,
I'm going to be the bastard today. I'm going to give it a C minus. The controls were so hard for me to adjust to and try to figure out how to access certain menus properly, quick enough, and fast enough. It was so frustrating. I didn't want to play it anymore.
yeah,
I loved The Sims back in the day. Loved playing The Sims, and if I were to play this game again, it would only be on or PC. Only.
Maybe only on console.
he's gonna buy
Only
a
on
different
console.
He's gonna go buy an Xbox just to play it on it. You know, I didn't want an Xbox, but now I'm gonna get one for The Sims.
I used to spend hours just designing houses and yards and gardens.
that's my
and things
favorite
like
thing.
Pretty easy to do. Yeah.
I would cheat
And this, I
just
couldn't.
to fucking
I
make
couldn't
all.
even imagine trying to design a house in this.
That
it would
dude,
be too much for me.
It's
that's
tough.
why I couldn't
It's
continue,
tough.
man. I was thinking about all the details. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not gonna do this on a fucking controller. There's so much meticulous detail I'd want to put into this fucking house, and I'm not gonna put triple the time into what would take less time to build something awesome. I was looking at all the potential, and I was like, I can't. I don't want to do it like this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's mouse and keyboard support. Somebody right now who's like a big Sims fan is probably on their keyboard right now going like, just pissed at me right now. Just like hitting that fucking dislike right now. Like, you didn't know it's got mouse and keyboard support? I didn't. If that is a fact and somebody lets me know in the comments, maybe I'll just be like, hey, yeah, I was wrong. I'll up that. I'll retroactively change some shit. So C minus, C, B minus.
Yeah.
All fair grades. Chris is definitely going, I fucking hate you with that C minus.
Guanina.
That's all you need to say. C minus, Anything else you guys want to say on the game? Let us know in the comments. Did you play Sims 4? What'd you think of it? Did you not play it? Why didn't you play it? If you did play it and you've played the games in the past or haven't, let me know. And how do you think it compares? And which Sims do you think is the best? Yeah, I remember when 4 came out, people were like, this is lesser looking than 3. And it did kind of look worse than 3. But I think they just went for a more minimalistic look. So I think it's stylistically different. But I don't know. It's definitely not Blizzard with fucking Warcraft Reforged. That shit looks wild. There's the dislikes right there. Different people. They're listening to the guys over there going, and they're like, fuck these guys. For the Horde or Alliance. I'm sorry, either of you. You both are cool. Don't kill me.
You're just gonna hear. Never mind.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it. The Blizzard fans are dwindling. They're getting angrier.
You would insert that fucking dead TV screen.
Yeah. Bye. So the second game we played this month was the Bioshock Collection, which is Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite. I didn't get a chance to play those. Bioshock is a high sci-fi fantasy first-person shooter series that's very narrative, story-driven, about essentially a city underwater and a city in the clouds, built by people with ideas of what society should be. Gone awry, something happens, and everything gets fucked, and you show up, and you're like, hey, I'm here, I'm late to the party, and everybody's like, we're gonna kill you. And you're like, oh shit, I gotta fucking figure out what's going on and survive this.
Stranger danger.
There's a lot of stranger danger.
I mean, you are the stranger danger, but
Exactly.
Yeah. So we all played this to different extents, probably. I think we started with who last time? Me?
You.
Yeah. So, you. Chevy.
You there.
You.
All right.
I said you, and I was like, which you?
I was really, really hesitant to play these just because I have played Bioshock 1 and Infinite in the past. I did beat Infinite in the past, and Bioshock 1 is a bit dark in tone for me.
You did beat Infinite, yeah. Mm-hmm. So did I.
And I get really weird when games are too dark. So I went ahead and I tried all 3 games, and starting with Bioshock 1, I'm really surprised with how good the game still looks. The people who designed the game really did a good job in that regard. I have to give them a lot of credit for that.
Even though the graphics have aged, the game still looks great.
It looks really good.
You can tell when they made those
so
games,
much detail.
They were like, we're making a fucking high-end ass AAA game.
Yeah. No, it's the detail's great. The animations are still very
the fingers
good.
are all like fucking moving and shit.
It's
really impressive.
It's very alive.
Yeah.
I probably played 2 the least, but even that still felt pretty alive.
Although the CGI cutscenes in 2 seemed kind of chintzy.
And the graphics weren't as smooth in the second game. More jaggies, I guess.
Made by different 2K though. It was like
okay. I would say it felt and looked a little different.
I think it's like 2K Australia or some shit. I don't remember. Let me look. I'm probably 100% wrong.
So anyways, I played a little bit of the first Bioshock.
Call me Bioshock.
And it's kind of funny coming back to this game, having tried it a long time ago, and then eventually beating Infinite. They kind of start exactly the same.
Yeah, I like that.
You go to a lighthouse and go somewhere. So, obviously in this case, go into water. Really cool imagery as you're submersing, and then eventually the reveal, and you show up, and then all of a sudden, like, it's not as like calm anymore. So, I really appreciate these aspects essentially of all 3 games, because they really know how to like paint a picture for you as you're going. The second game I played just a little bit. they're called Big Daddies, I believe. I apologize. I'm going to butcher everything in this because I didn't play a lot of them. And I thought the concept was really interesting, but I actually really didn't like playing as that character.
That was one of the big complaints of the second one.
Yeah, it felt
You either like it or you don't.
really weird for some reason. So I didn't play it a whole lot just because I was kind of struggling with it in that regard. And then I turned on Bioshock Infinite, and I had to tell myself to shut it off actually because I forgot how much I actually like that game's world.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I was just like wandering around exploring, and I was like, I've done this already. What are you doing? So I did have to shut that one off. I had a blast with that one a little bit. In the little bit I played, the only thing I have to say about all three games is shooting is not very satisfying. The melee in Infinite is awesome. I'm not a big fan of the gunplay in these games, and the powers are, I don't know, they're okay, I guess, like some of them, and then the other ones are kind of boring. These are definitely like eye candy and story-wise awesome, but like playing them, I could probably watch them and get the same experience, to be honest. So that's kind of my overall opinion of the game. So all three, sorry.
Yeah. I'll jump in next. So I've talked about it many times on the channel, but I have a really weird relationship with Bioshock because I absolutely love these games. I think they're incredible. I think they're so well made. I think the stories are really good. I think the world building is like second to nobody. I think they've made these ideas, these worlds you explore, that are so intriguing. I think specifically in Underwater City, it's been done in other games. Soma did it. It's kind of interesting there. It's a newer game, obviously, than Bioshock, but like nobody's done it like Bioshock. It's amazing. You feel like you're uncovering something that like is tangible. You go down there and you're like, holy shit, people were living down here. This is fucking wild. They escaped society and made their own, and it didn't go right, as it typically does, or doesn't. And then not only did they do that so fucking well, I know some people are mixed on it, but Infinite, they're just like, hey, let's do the opposite. Let's not go underwater. Let's go in the clouds. And like, yeah, you're like, okay, that's a cool idea. You know, let's see what you do. They made this amazing fucking world that's full of life and just completely tangible, and like it feels real, and like it's so full of detail and fucking. It's vibrant. It's different than Bioshock, the original. It's vibrant and sunny and fucking beautiful. But that's the thing that's really cool about it. Is like Bioshock is dingy, dark, and it's creepy and scary. The creepiness and scary part of Infinite is how this like picture perfect paradise that they made in the clouds is full of fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
And this society of people that are nuts, and this cult.
Yeah.
So they nailed it there too. And Infinite's the newer game, so it is still gorgeous looking.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first like started the game up and I went up, I'd played all three of them like you did. Put a couple hours in each one just to kind of see what the graphics look like, because I've played them all before, well, except for two. I played that one for the first time. But I want to see what they look like now with upgraded graphics on console, and I think they all look fantastic still, which is awesome. But getting that lighthouse, go underwater, submersed mystery of like, oh shit, what is this? And then with that expected going into Infinite, you just go into the fucking sky, and then you come down, that like gentle music's just playing. Dun, 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 dun,
I also like the
then,
play on the rocket part because it does the countdown thing as well. But then instead of like when you arrive, it's just like hallelujah, and it's just like very, I don't know.
Yeah, it's really cult-like, which is really neat.
Yeah.
But when you get there, there's all these fucking buildings that are floating independently, like moving up and down in the clouds. It's like it's just spectacular in the way it looks. Like I really think Bioshock is like such a fucking amazingly designed game, all of them. But Infinite, I think the world is just amazing. Like I was walking through like you're probably seeing it here. I was just walking through town looking at every detail I could. Everything, even like the fucking where like the Sky River, the fucking the gates are down, people are waiting across the street, and there's all these like this parade just floating by and shit, and then it opens up and the bridge shows up and you're able to cross and stuff like that. Like all these small things, every person you walk up to is doing their own thing, has things to say or whatever. This game didn't come out recently. I mean, it's so ahead of its time in its design. And I have beat Infinite. I beat Bioshock, and like I said, I played Bioshock 2 for the first time this time around, and I had similar experience. I was like, yeah, it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat they're going with the Big Daddy route or whatever, but at the same time, I don't want to play as the Big Daddy. I'm not really too into it. And it felt kind of tacked on. Like somebody was like, what do we do? You'll play as the Big Daddy. That's a cool twist. Whereas like the original Bioshock feels like it's inspired. It came from something. Someone had this passionate idea. They're like, this will be fucking cool. And they nailed it. The team nailed it. They just fucking knocked it out of the park. And then after that, they're like, what do we do next? Infinite. And they knocked it out of the park as well, in my opinion. Now, this is where I get controversial, possibly. I don't like the gameplay. I just said all this stuff about Bioshock. I love these games. I have a similar opinion about Blade Runner, the movie. We're not going to get into that, though. I don't want to piss too many people off. But I love everything about Bioshock outside of the gameplay. The gameplay suffers, in my opinion, even when it came out, but definitely now. Because... It's so minimalistic. It's very basic mechanics when it comes to an FPS. I like FPSs, and I know the game is more of an immersive experience. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Specifically later, like when I beat, I'm not going to talk about the ending, but when I beat Infinite the first time, I was literally like, whoa! Like it fucking hit me. I was like, whoa, shit, that's what happened, and like it was awesome. So when I'm sitting there here, like saying like, I don't like the gameplay. I love everything else. Like I'm telling you, I really enjoyed that game. I just don't like the go into an arena area. Guys are going to show up. You're going to shoot them with pretty stiff feeling shooting mechanics and moves that they all look fantastic. You're doing all these powered stuff. They look awesome. But I got to a point where like, I was like the shotgun with this move and this move, they work. They're always going to win. I'm not going to deviate. There's no reason to. And so that felt kind of bland to me. But like I said, the effects of the moves, all that stuff is really cool looking. But none of them have like a punch to them. Nothing feels good gameplay wise. It just looks awesome. Guns, like I said, feel really stiff. They're also like I don't know. There's just like I think we need a new Bioshock. I think we need take us back to Rapture. Take us back to fucking what the fuck is it called?
Oh no.
Nobody remembers? Sky City has a name. Anyway, take us back to those places or take us to a completely different location.
Columbia.
Thank you. Columbia. Take us back to either of those locations or take us to a brand new one because they have it in them. If it's the same people, they've already made 2 locations that are fucking phenomenal. They can make a third one easily.
Has studio even still exist?
Take it to space. I don't give a shit. They would be able to fucking nail it. The studio does, I believe, but no, it's not. Irrational? No, who the fuck made
Irrational.
it? Yeah, Irrational. But the lead guy, I think, left a long time ago after Infinite. So good luck. But I think we are past due for a new Bioshock. And I think you could, if you had the right team, nail everything that I love about Bioshock, but make modern, better gameplay. I mean, even a game that has minimalistic mechanics and shooting, but still I think nails it was Wolfenstein. The new Wolfenstein games, they're fucking fantastic. They do everything perfect. The gameplay feels good. It's visceral. It's satisfying. And of course, these games are older. But even when I played them back in the day, I remember just going like, man, I don't really like the gunplay in it. But I love everything else about it. So, yeah, returning to it, I have the exact same opinions. But this version that I played looks fantastic on PS4. I played on Pro. I don't know if that matters or not with this game. And it played just fine for FPS. All my complaints are still within the game's mechanics, not the controls. And yeah, it was just a pleasure to go through these locations. Though again, they're so well thought out and awesome. But yeah. I just playing this, I was just like, I just want a new Bioshock. I'm ready for a new Bioshock. I think everybody is. So, also, if you want to make a good fucking video game movie, I swear Bioshock would be fantastic. That's a perfect
Yeah,
game
that would work
to
really
make into a
well.
movie. It would be great. Get a real director, like an awesome fucking director, to direct that movie. And I said it last time, Denis Villeneuve, have him direct fucking Bioshock. It would be sick. I'd say Ridley Scott, but that guy's like 108, so I don't know how much longer he's got. But I love Ridley Scott. Sorry, Ridley. You're getting old. Chris.
I have a slight confession to make.
Uh-oh.
I only played the first game.
Uh-oh. Go play Infinite right now.
Right now, give me 5 seconds.
Just look at it.
Just life in general has been kind of hectic for me.
I feel it.
But that being said, I did play the first one a long time ago when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. Coming back to it, I still enjoyed it. I have a lot of the same opinions as you guys do. It's really fun. It's a really neat world that they created with it. A lot of the mechanics in the game are kind of clunky, and they kind of show their age. The biggest problem I had was that once I got the ice power and the wrench, I didn't need anything else. It didn't
they all
matter. I
kinda
could just
have
walk
that
and one-shot
problem.
enemies.
Yeah.
And the guns feel like interchangeable. Like the only difference would be the rate of fire.
I agree.
They're all just point and click.
Yep.
So it was just kind of pointless to have anything other than like maybe a shotgun. But it's still a fun and interesting world. It's just a little clunky. I really didn't like the fact that I couldn't have a power and the wrench out at the same time. I found that really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And the switching between them was really slow. But again, it's simple mechanics of the game that weighed it down for me. Story-wise, totally intriguing.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
I have a hard time. I would have a hard time believing anyone thought like the story or the world of any of the Bioshock games was bad. Because they're just so intriguing. As soon as you get there, you're like,
Well, they're just grand.
you're
as
going to be
well.
like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Then you're going to play and go, I'm going to go play a different FPS.
Yeah, there's some big thoughts happening there, man.
It's
It's
awesome.
crazy.
I playing them again. I was like, dude, these games are so cool. They're so fucking cool.
And like, you know, like I said earlier, as soon as I returned to Colombia again, I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot how cool this place is.
It's awesome, yeah. And what fucking game has a city like that? Nothing. It's like when I played Horizon Zero Dawn and fucking
That's a super unique game,
there
too.
there was that city that was just like up on that fucking center pillar in that canyon river. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is dope. This is a cool idea. It's very rare that somebody's like, we're gonna make something someone else hasn't made. So I'm like, oh, cool. I like creative ideas. You know, just making the desert town like everybody else, which is fun. Actually, I hate desert towns in games, but yeah, really grand ideas. The imagination there is so fucking cool, so awesome. So
Playing these games, I always get that feeling of the conspiracy theory of Walt Disney and his secret society.
kind of, yeah. I mean, I guarantee it's got some influence from stuff like that.
Especially play Infinite enough, it gets like, especially in appearance, it's a bit Disney-like. It's kind of weird.
It is. It does
Yeah.
feel kind of like, that's what I'm saying. It's like this fucking like paradise, fucking Leave to Beaver, fucking perfect neighborhood type place where everyone's going shopping and there's the fucking like little fair happening and everybody's like, and then like you start getting into it and there's like crazy robots
And
and
then you fight the first person and you fucking take half their head off with the hook hand. Like, it's gross.
yeah, it's such a cool like juxtaposition of just like chaos and this false sense of tranquility, I guess.
You should play Infinite.
I still have it installed.
The
so.
story is fucking awesome.
Don't even play it for the show. Just check it out. Like it's really so fucking cool. Like I love it.
And it's one of those games, like Seth kind of said earlier too, where you get to the ending and you're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, the ending was really
So-
impactful for me. And a lot of games that I play, I'm just like, oh, the story's okay. It's okay. And then that one I was playing, I'm like, this is interesting. This is interesting. And then yeah, that ending happened. I was like, this opens up everything in all the Bioshocks.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You should, yeah, just look at it. Let's jump into recommendations because we got 15 minutes. I'm gonna recommend this to people who like first-person shooters. Do you have more to say?
No,
Shit.
no, you're
I
good.
just,
You're
I
good.
just fucking bailed. It's like, all right, Chris, bye. I'm going to Columbia. Bye. Yeah, so if you like first-person shooters, you probably have already played this. This game's legendary in that genre and in gaming in general. If you like scary games, I think it's got some pretty deep horror themes to it. Kind of like on a societal level of what can happen when you kind of isolate yourself as a society and how people can change and go crazy and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool social stuff going on in these games. If you like designing games, like if you just like grand big ideas, these games are a must play in my opinion. If you like Bioshock, of course you already played it. I can't recommend it to everybody. I mean, I think everybody should look at it. Everybody should watch someone play it. But, you know, if you're over there playing Sims 4 and you're like, I love The Sims, I'm glad they said everyone should play it because I agree. And then I'm like, hey, you play Bioshock. You're going to be like, I'm just going to stick with The Sims. Because I just don't see it. Like it's got a certain vibe to it, but I mean the games are legendary for a reason. So I think a lot of people did play them, but yeah, I don't know.
I would, if I can,
Sure, yeah, go.
add if you enjoy like large set piece spectacles in games.
Yep.
You know, a good example is, without spoiling story stuff, you run away from a very giant thing in Infinite through a tower.
Oh boy,
And that is very cool and terrifying at the same time.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's so ambitious, even to now, like nowadays standards.
It's crazy. And just narrative heavy games in general. This is 100% a narrative game. Also, you can interact with a lot of stuff in these games too. So if you like exploring to find like items or money,
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff
hoping
like that,
you're gonna wander off the beaten path and check shit out.
I'll say you can open barrels, you can open the cash registers and stuff. You can literally just start.
Well, even the
looting
interactions with
everything.
stuff when you're in the fair, you can like interact with every single game, and you can like walk up to people and they all got something to say or they're all doing something. Like there's so many details to this game. Like this is not a game that someone's like, we got to pump this game out.
For sure.
They're like, no, we're making an awesome game. It's gonna be done when it's done.
Yeah. I had one more. Go ahead, Chris. I'll try to think.
I don't think I have anything to add to any of that.
It's fine because we got 12 minutes.
Yeah, I think pretty much that. It might be, if you like plays on history, specifically with Bioshock
Altered
Infinite,
history, yeah.
The whole like Vox Populi essentially is a play on like, you know, the old Southern racism essentially. So
It's a huge theme in the game, yeah.
yeah, it's a neat play on that. So
I'm not going to get into this, but somebody was like, there's this ideology people have, certain people who are like, everything is political, and I don't agree with that at all. But some games definitely are, and I think Bioshock is absolutely inspired by real politics and history, and some people are like, I don't want politics in games at all, keep it out. I'm like, you don't want modern politics, but I guarantee you don't not want politics in games, because you wouldn't have a game like Bioshock.
I'll say
Bioshock is so good because it is rooted in actual history,
Yeah.
inspired by history, but also social politics and politics in general.
it's a world stuck in the old America. So
Well, because it branched off during that time,
Yeah.
now it's just down there,
yep.
Yep.
and
yep.
it's like Australia. A bunch of criminals went to an island. If you live in Australia, I'm sure you're great. And they're a whole different.
Thriving on their own.
They're a whole different society than us Americans and our cheeseburgers. They got kangaroos. We got cheeseburgers.
I know they have cheeseburgers too, man.
No,
We don't have kangaroos though.
prove it. We got some somewhere.
Wow,
There's zoos.
I think Chris could probably go down the street and see one, but
Possibly. Let's jump into grades unless anybody has anything else to say about Australia.
I'd like to go someday.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grade it. Did I grade first last time? I'll just do it anyway.
No.
Fuck it. I'm gonna give this an A, solid A. As a collection, I think you're getting 3 fantastic games, top tier quality games that have aged gracefully, with experiences that you cannot get in other games. To get all 3 of these games at once is fucking awesome. That's an awesome package. Even with my complaints about the gameplay, which is a huge factor in the game, they're still incredible experiences that I think everybody should definitely check out. And like I said, to get all 3 of those games in one collection, specifically for free on PlayStation Plus, I think deserves an A. I would go A+, but I just don't like playing them. I like walking through them.
You do the chores to get the goods.
Yeah. But it's the story that keeps me going. It's not the gameplay.
100%.
I'm like, I want to know what happens next.
I'm gonna echo your sentiments, but I'm not gonna echo your grade.
Oh, triple S, huh?
No, this whole time I've been trying to figure it out. And I got this real like feeling of like just B the whole time. But I like Infinite a lot.
Infinitely.
And you get 3 games.
Yeah.
So I have to, I feel, give it an A minus. Just because of those 2 facts. And I do think a large part of that is I do have a spot, obviously for Bioshock Infinite. I think without that, it would definitely be in the B range instead. And that'd be for getting 3 games. So I don't have a soft spot for the first 2 games at all. So
I got a soft spot for the first and third, but I played the second one for the first time. I didn't beat it, but I could already tell it was like B team worked on that shit.
Yeah,
because it was kind of. I was gonna say something about Australia again, but I'm not gonna. I love Australia. Never won in it.
It's really hard to not give these types of bundles high grades when they give you 3 massive games like this.
Plus those 3 shit games.
Yeah. Well,
next year they're gonna give Seth all the games that the Life is Strange crew made.
Probably. I'm gonna be pissed. F, dude. Triple F. Triple Z, dog. I'm asleep.
So basically, just for the world building alone is a great composure. I mean, the gameplay is decided it's an older game. I get it. So, like Seth said, it's aged gracefully, but it's still aged. But I'm still going to give it an A, just for the sheer value you're getting. It's hard not to.
Fair. I was thinking in my head, without trying to implant any ideas in anybody else's heads, I was like, can you give Bioshock less than an A? Maybe you don't like it, and that's fine. But I'm like, those games were made really well, man. They're really, even with my complaint of like one of the biggest factors of a game, the playability.
Still
played it. Yeah. I wouldn't have fucking done that with some game I wasn't enjoying. But the world building and the stories are so fucking good. So, and,
I think the real question you have to ask yourself is how many other games are there out there that you can shoot bees out of your hand with?
Or crows.
It's probably like a Australian free-to-play MMO or something. That lets you do that.
I'm starting to feel a theme happening here.
No cheeseburgers in that game, let me tell you.
7 minutes.
Anything else you guys want to say on your grades? We got A minus and 2 A's.
Yeah.
Very high.
Yeah.
Listen in the comments. What did you think of Bioshock Collection? Have you played all 3 of them? Have you beaten all 3 of them? Have you not played any of them? Why haven't you played any of them? What would you grade both of these, the Collection and Sims 4? And what is your favorite Bioshock? What's your favorite Bioshock? 4 or 4?
Yeah, the 4th one. Yeah,
it will be mine.
Yes, the escort mission.
Yeah, it's fucking tied, but I think Infinite kind of edges out the first one for me.
There's some purists out there that are gonna hate us.
Probably. Well, people love the first one a lot.
Oh, I know.
I love the first one, but there's some people who didn't like Infinite. I'm like, it's different, but it's like it's still thematically the same. I love
quality
it.
As fuck.
I love it. And yeah, let's know everything you're thinking about when it comes to these 2 games that we played, and what do you think about the games coming up next month. But that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Club on Tasty Blue Games. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Tasty Blue Game, and check out our streams. Links down below. Click those. Watch us play some games and vacantly stare into the abyss. We have Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you prefer to listen to us, type in hashtag AskTLG if you'd like your comment to be featured on TastyCast or something else. We'll figure that shit out. And my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Stay tuned. We got Game of the Month. We'll be talking about Monster Hunter World, and I will be revealing my pick for Game of the Month in March. But until then, have a good night, guys, and take it easy.